Atlanta Falcons. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
Let's go.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Demario Davis there on the stop.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Coleman has it here right side. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's going to go down again. Trey Hendrickson. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. Back deep for the Saints is Ted Ginn. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 20. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Kamara. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Forced out to his left. He'll let it fly in the direction again. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep it.
It's caught inside the 25. They chalked that one up as a gain of 34 on third down.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket, because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Hey, easy.
And a former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And a short gain here, down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty.
0-2, 0-2. Got it.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Easy.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. After the interception, here's Ryan. Eluding the press. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off at the 12. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D-linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there. Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
To throw, it's Breeze. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints have taken the early lead. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Well, he gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 43. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Get up! 22!
third down, Ryan. Buying time to his left. He'll let it go deep for Freeman. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did, and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
Pressure brought in. Falcons get there for the sack. Vic Beasley in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. This is fielded at the 27. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And now they face a 2nd and 6 after the penalty. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
3rd and 2, now Ryan. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Two. Monday.
On second down, here's Breeze. They'll roll him out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Deion Jones in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
On third and long, it's Breeze. Being chased out left. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on second and 13. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? Is biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best...
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tech McKinley in there yet again. What else is new as he continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Ready. We're waiting. Okay. Where's that?
To throw is Breeze. Flushed out right. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to New Orleans after this. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. From the gun, it's Ryan. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. Now Ryan on first down. Going up top. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Justin Hardy, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. The Saints in the hurry up here, clock continuing to roll. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Throwing now is Breeze. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Breeze. Dancing to his left. The 20. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
21.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
21.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night, as we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Got it.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They go play action here on 1st down. He sets to fire deep. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked out by Keanu Neal. And he returns it. Here to his own 18-yard line. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. On the stop there defensively, Tyler Davison.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Had a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. To throw is Ryan. And that is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now it's Ginn. Oh, good move. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's Kamara, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Again, this is Kamara. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's the backup Bridgewater. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Get wide, man.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Forced out to his left. And he'll score! Touchdown, New Orleans! Teddy Bridgewater, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now Ryan. He's going to look deep down the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Gets it off to Freeman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. That goes for a gain of 31. So the first connection there, Ryan to Jones, and certainly a big reason they're losing on the scoreboard.
As they go as a connection, it appears so goes the team. And they need to be on the same page, in sync. And they really wish it could have been early.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
To throw, Bridgewater. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And he will find a man here as Thomas comes open. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. From the gun, Bridgewater, eluding the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw it right into it for an interception.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's caught inside the 30. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 55 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Freeman, and he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, and the Falcons have taken the lead here in the 4th. And he knocks it through. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
Delta. Delta. Delta.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. And an alley to run. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And the Falcons grab it. And now off to the races down the right side. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Vic Beasley in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
Go Delta.
Second down, Bridgewater. Now the ball comes loose, and the Falcons grab it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Yeah, the Saints signal for another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. On third down, Ryan flushed out right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
you
right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Tack McKinley in there to get him for his second sack of the night.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Looking long for Thomas. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Breeze. And he finds Julius Thomas. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Breeze now on first down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Cameron Meredith, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. What's good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
Hey, let's go. Hey, wait.
Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Here's Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, they've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Grady Jarrett in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. To throw is Breeze. Caught on the left side by Ginn. 23 yards on the play. Breeze now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Breeze. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 35. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 61 yards. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gardens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Breeze. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. And this is going to be incomplete. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Falcons, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Saints, it's a disappointing way to lose your first game as they drop to 10-1 now on the year. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Money back.